Hi and welcome to PhotoTuts. My name is Peter Saw and today I'm going to show you how to make a split toning effect in Photoshop using just a JPEG. I'm going to show you two different ways of doing this, and they both work absolutely fine. It's all down to personal preferences. So let's get started. Open up your picture into Photoshop, and then if it's not black and white already, you would need to turn it into black and white by putting a new adjustment layer. If you're on CS4 or CS5, there's the black and white, and that works perfectly. If you're on anything lower, you'll have to go new adjustment layer, hue and saturation, and then reduce the saturation down to -100, and that does exactly the same thing. So we'll use that for now. Then in this first method, then we need to create another hue and saturation, and then another one, but I'm just going to duplicate it. Okay, then you need to name one highlights and one shadows. You don't have to name it, but it just makes things a lot easier to do. Then if you click actually on the layer mask and come up to image and then apply image, and then you can see our photo goes straight onto this layer mask box, and you can do the same to the shadows. And where is it? Image, apply image. Okay, so if you click on the highlights, what we need to do is use the hue, but first of all click the colorize box. Okay, you need to select a color around between about 25 and 30. 28 is good, and then just bring the saturation up to about 50, 60-ish, until you get this slightly more orangey sepia tone to it, and then select the shadows. Hit colorize again, and then scroll, but this time we want a bluish colour, light blue, so about 211, and again just use the saturation to get the effect. I think about 40, 50 is absolutely perfect. Okay, if you click on the highlights and then hit CMD and L, or Control and L if you're a Windows user, the levels appears. Now this allows you to then intensify the effect, or lower it back down to more of a back to the slightly blue image, and just use this wisely for the best effect. So I like that, and then you're pretty much done. Remember, you can always add like a noise layer, and do that quickly now. A noise, that's about right. Just to add a little bit more of a grainy film effect to the whole piece. But that's method 1. Let's move over to method 2. I'm just first going to go get a drink. Better. Okay, so let's move on to method 2. So we need to create a new adjustment layer and turn our image to black and white, and then create a a colour balance layer. There it is. Select the shadows over in the adjustments panel, and then first of all we need to make this slider about minus 45, don't matter if it's slightly out. So we've got this nice dark blue layer. Come into the mid-tones, do the complete opposite, do the first top slider 45, the bottom slider minus about 45, and then in the highlights you want to just recreate that again, so you got about plus 45 and minus 45. Each time just ignore this middle slider, and there we go, we've got this brilliant effect. And we can then again you know, add a noise layer, right, or even a distort diffuse glow.